delete the intro of the Mortal Kombat one because I don't know, I just didn't vibe with it. But okay, this is gonna be my review for Mortal Kombat, and yeah, I enjoyed the movie. And before I get into the review, I want to talk about how I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I have seen the first two movies of it, and but it's been years and years since I've seen them. And I've also played a few of the games. I'm not a big fan of the games. I'm not a big fan of Battle Royale games, for that matter. But there was one game in particular that I loved. It was Mortal Kombat. Damn it, I still can't remember the name. I could have looked it up, but I'm too lazy. But it was the video game where the story was centered around Kung Lao and Liu Kang. And that video game was amazing. I love that story. I never finished it though, but the gameplay and just, it was amazing. And yeah, they're really cool, and I was really looking forward to watching Mortal Kombat because yeah, I've always wanted to see, I've always wanted to see Mortal Kombat in a modern day, how that movie would look, and from the looks of this movie and from watching it, it is amazing. But I have a few problems with the story and a little nitpicks here and there, but I'll go over that later. And yeah, what else? I'm not really into battle royale type games, so it wasn't my thing. One of my favorite ones was Mortal Kombat. Damn, what was the name of it? I forgot the name of it, but it was Mortal Kombat, but it had a story mode where it was Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and I had a lot of fun with that game. I'd never passed it though, or finished it, and it was for PlayStation 2 back in the day. I wish I could finish that, but maybe I will someday. But yeah, I did enjoy a few of the games, but like, it wasn't really my thing, and I don't know a lot about the story. I know some of the characters, of course, but alright. This isn't a game review, so let's talk about this movie. Alright. So the movie itself is the third movie in a, well, not the third one, but it's a remake of Mortal Kombat. The first one came out in 1995, which was named Mortal Kombat, and then the sequel to that was Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is a terrible movie, a terrible freaking movie. I don't want to go back and rewatch that because I don't remember it being as bad as they say it was, but I was a little kid when I watched it, so I don't want to go back and rewatch it, but I probably will, just to see how stupid it is. And from clips that I've seen, it is ignorant. But yeah, this new movie, the plot is weird because it revolves around this new character named Cole, and he's a completely created character in the Mortal Kombat universe. And yeah, he's an MMA fighter, and he's like down on his luck type of thing. He's like a washed up MMA fighter, but he has this tattoo, or like birthmark. They call it a birthmark at the beginning, but it's this tattoo. And tattoo basically means that he's chosen to fight in the Mortal Kombat, and to be a they basically are fighting for Earth Realm. So that's basically the plot. That's how we get all of our information, through Cole. And but the beginning of this movie starts off so badass, because you get Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But it starts off with Hanzo Hasashi, if I'm getting that right, and Sub-Zero. They fight, and Hanzo Hasashi's, when he kills all like these, basically just these throwaway characters, not even characters, just people for him to kick ass. And so after he gets, that scene was badass, because he's throwing his gardening tool into everybody. So Sub-Zero kills his family, but there's a baby who is hidden in his house, and that turns out to be Cole, or yeah, that turns out to be Cole. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know about that. Like, they could have did something different with that, make his son be an existing character, but I don't know which character probably his son would be. Or maybe that's just my lack of knowledge of Mortal Kombat. But this is a light spoiler of the beginning, but Hanzo Hasashi, or Scorpion, dies in the beginning. But they showed the first 7 minutes of this on YouTube before the movie was even released, so I don't think this is a spoiler. But so Hanzo Hasashi dies, and then he like withers away into like into hell or whatever, and then he comes back later on in the movie. And there's not much of Scorpion and Sub-Zero in this movie as the trailer fooled you to believe. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Too much of too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And so I get why they did it, and it does pay off really good in the end with the fight scene. But overall, the movie had it has its cheesy moments, and it's Mortal Kombat. It's not going to be like this dramatic masterpiece. You're there to watch people fight and get in fatalities, and some of these catchphrases in this, like, they had to pull the catchphrases out of the game, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of cheesy and awesome at the same time. Like, there's one, I forgot who says it. It might be Kung Lao or Liu Kang, but I swear one of them says "finish him," and I laughed at it. But I don't know. This movie, I enjoyed it overall. Back to the story, though. So Cole, and gets acquainted with Sonya Blade and Jax at the beginning, and then Kano. And Kano comes into the mix, and Kano is amazing in this movie. He is what makes this movie. He talks a lot of shit in this movie, and it makes the movie. I mean, some of his lines are just damn. But without Kano, this movie would be a lot more boring than it is. And yeah, that is some backlash on the movie that I have. It could be a lot better, this movie. Plus, and another critique that I would have of the movie is that Kung Lao and Liu Kang, two of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat, because of the game that I talked about earlier. Those are two of my favorite characters, and this movie kind of pushes them back to the wayside for this new character to Mortal Kombat, this Cole character, who's not in any of the games, by the way. He just was made for this movie. And I don't know, you could have not had Cole. I am interested to, I was interested to see him in the movie, and I liked, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people critiqued Cole for being like wooden in this movie. And he was, for the most part. He didn't really have any substance. Sure, he had a family. His performance is not, like, that great. It's like, it serves its purpose, is what I'm saying. It's like, I would have rather had Kung Lao and Liu Kang, or at least Liu Kang, be the main character of this movie, because Liu Kang was the main character of the first Mortal Kombat movie. I should have watched that before I made this review. It's been years since I've seen the first Mortal Kombat movie, and yeah, Liu Kang should have been at the forefront of this movie. I think it would have been a better movie if they could have something to do with, like, Scorpion and Liu Kang be not related, but have something to do with each other. That way, like, there's emotional relevance behind Liu Kang fighting in the Mortal Kombat tournament. Oh, and another thing about this movie, this isn't the tournament, like the Mortal Kombat tournament. It's like the prequel to that, which I'm sure that's going to be in the next movie if there is one, which I hope there is. And yeah, so at the end of this movie, there are like fight scenes that are like set for the video game. You know what I mean? Like sets from like how you would see in a Mortal Kombat video game. And I enjoyed seeing that, like little Easter eggs here and there throughout the movie. And that was enjoyable. And one character that I have mixed feelings about in this movie is the character of Goro. Goro could have been used a lot better. And I don't even know why I just said that, because I'm not a huge fan of Goro, but maybe it's just because he's one of the only ones, or one of the few ones that I actually know from Mortal Kombat. But Goro in this movie is basically like a four-armed henchman. That's it. He really serves no other purpose than to get his ass kicked. And that's not a spoiler. You pretty much know what happens to him. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Mortal Kombat. It is a good movie. And my rating for it will be a B minus. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. And if any of you actually watch this, just tell me what you think in the comments below. And what is your rating? And I'm about to head out. Like, subscribe, comment, talk about some shit. And I'm gonna head out.